Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to episode 7 of Flame Throne. So, last episode we had a strong influx of new people. 58 new, well, it's not 58 new people, but we were from 24 to 58, making 34 new people, which is quite a lot. So, today, therefore, we are working on the expansion. I have taken the liberty to just prepare some things up front because, it always is quite delightful when we don't have to do these things all during the episode. There's just one thing that I want to do today, and that is the mayor's new apartment suite, because at the end of the day, we have now a mayor and we need to accommodate that fine young person. So, we're going to go for a very simple and effective approach. We also have to please the request of the Miners Guild, obviously, which I will gladly do. I mean, after all, we're going to have a lot of, a lot to demand off of the miners in this fort. At the very least, they're going to be a couple of dead dwarfs at the end of this road when we are excavating some adamantine. There's always some casualties along the way. There's never, I never have done it without any weird problems on the side, but we'll see about that once it's time for that. So for today, I also want to open up a stockpile of marble, because we want to make this stuff happen for this floor. So it's a little bit of a stretch to get there, but we will get there. On the other side, we have been felling a few trees, and I plan to fell a few more. We also have established ourselves a bit of a barracks here, so our first 2 fighters are finally added and training. The dominant crafts are maybe undersupplied when it comes down to gear, but well, we work with what we got. Alright, so I figured that the Miners Guild Hall for this fort probably should be sitting down here where we are digging out the adamantine. Well, I think there is no more fitting area than this one for this entire thing. Alright. Well, maybe a little bit more like this. Yeah, I like that one. Just some random shapes tossed in there, so it's not looking that nitty. There we go. That's that. Let's give it 2 entrances, and now it looks like a nice compressed moon. Has nothing to do with the mining guild, but at least it looks better than before. Alright, so the new areas here have been established, so I highly doubt that we will get much success, but I'll still try. Problem with the farming in these heights is that it is really hard to multiply your seeds. Most of the time you just get you put 1 seed in and get 1 seed out, especially when the skill level of your dude is not really high enough. So the mayor demands tables. That's pretty tame demand. So what are we making our tables out of regularly? I mean, I do have them ordered by now, don't I? Don't I? Seriously? We have no table mass production yet? Get me out of here! We got obsidian tables here. Why are there... Here we have obsidian mechanisms, obsidian mugs. I don't know what to say. Amazing. Okay, so that definitely is a good reason to change that. And we're also going to make it into a recurring job. And I think obsidian tables and obsidian thrones are just way to go for this fort. they're not coming out that black when you're using them as tables. That is what I personally like about that. Because if you ever put obsidian on the floor, you know what I mean when I talk about things being too black. Alright, so far so good. Now, do we have a royal engraver already? Sort of. Ineth the doctor. Alright, gotcha. Just realized that the other day I didn't set up a hotkey for my fledgling marble quarry here. So let's put that down here. Probably will use this chamber for water eventually too. But that is a long way ahead of us. Today we're merely here to hollow out the mountain to gather some of that precious, precious marble. Alright, so let's head back to the city, where the mayor's apartments lie there. Well, granite doesn't really look that nice, doesn't it? Well, whatever. It looks shockingly samey to the environments, but I'm okay with that for here. After all, the mayor is a man of the populace, so we don't want too much of an opulent furniture here anyways. That's what I'm trying to get down to. Alright, so we also need armor stands now regularly, which we can luckily make out of rock, and weapon stands. Weapon racks, they are called. Obviously also out of rock. Then the cabinets. And the coffers. I didn't do these yet, didn't I? Nah. Right. Good. Very important, after all. It's annoying as hell if you have them doubly in your list. So when it comes down to weapon stands and armor stands, we don't need that many of them. So we're going to make these out of obsidian as well. So we really only need a very, very low amount of these. There we go. That should do the trick. When it comes down to the cabinets, things are entirely different though. So we're probably well off making them out of granite. And the coffers as well. The depths are full of granite, and that's just a good multi-purpose stone. Alright, this enables me to gear out these apartments properly. And wait a sec. Why do I already... Did I get ahead of myself? Tell me. So... No. I'm very confused about that. There's bins. There's blocks. Meals. Tablespoons. It's all stuff that I did before. Where did these boxes come from? It's almost as if I have ordered them once in advance as a order of 10. Probably did that. It's been a while. Took a week off of Dwarf Fortress in between. And yeah, well, whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. It's a good thing that we have the resources at hand that we need. We also put them now into mass production. What's not to like about that? So, cabinets. And I don't know exactly whether or not the mayor wants the military or not, but I want to make sure that there are no wishes left open on the mayor's side. Zuthon is being called mayor. I like that one. So, and the dining hall. There goes. So, smooth out the walls. Make sure that this young gentleman is happy. Alright, he ordered just the next batch of tables. What a man. So I see this place will have a lot of dining halls at the end of the day. But I mean, well, it ain't the worst thing. It surely makes a very inviting place, I guess. Anyways, we're just going to make sure that these tables are going to be built by creating a demand for them. I also realized that I want to put a higher priority on the Miners Guild Hall. Even if it means to redraw the entire blueprint once more. And yet another artifact is being made by the Weaver Minkad. Alright. Like I said, granite is everywhere, so we're not going to have any troubles with that. To procure these materials will be very, very easy. Alright, I also want to try to get into first contact with our Adamantine pillar today. I want to try. So the mysterious construction has begun. That's a very, very good sign. That means the dwarf in question has found all the necessary materials, so that's a good one. Alright. There we go. A fine spot for the Miners Guild Hall. The Abyssal Avalanche. Alright. Cool name. Not quite sure whether or not we're going to floor this place, but I do know that we're going to smooth out the walls for sure. And after that, an alpaca wool rope. Let's check that one out. So, after that, we'll see how we're going to be able to increase the value. Wood gleam. So, alpaca wool, plum wood, dog leather, alpaca wool cloth, a weapon rack is displayed on it. And the item bears an image of the city of scintillating, the Hazelwood Cup. So, that's not a local artifact. That's quite interesting. So we could now start some history by putting up statues that do some research about that item. You can do that, but I won't. Just wanted to put that up as an idea. If you are at home ever wondering about what items these are, I mean, obviously you can also just enter Legends mode. But yeah. It's also a nice in-game way to find out these things. Alright, so that definitely will take a while until Ineth has found time to engrave the entire innards of this place. It'll also be an excellent training, so let's just keep at it. Alright. This is something that we need to monitor very, very closely, as the game does not give us any warnings about us plummeting into doom because we are digging into something too dangerous. Something has collapsed the surface? Oh, alright. Nobody did get killed? Call? You good? He good. Alright, so there's the first warm spots. So we're going to go upstairs now and thieves! First warm spots, and we're going to dig around that. Technically, we should be still safe. Practically, I have no clue. But I want to get down to the business here as quick as I can, as this is what we promised, and this is what we came for. Also, I want some wheelbarrows. Seeing those dwarves hauling that stuff by hand makes me really, really sad. So, yeah, there's more puke on the surface than I like to see. That is because our dudes are already highly suffering from cavern adaptation. Alright, let's see. This will be now the really, really exciting part. Alright. So, this does look like we're on top of things here. That's a rare one. Most of the time, these pillars reach upwards quite a lot. This one, though, doesn't seem to do so. Okay. Well, I know what I'm going to do on the next year's caravan. I'm going to order myself some glass. We might be not able to make much out of that, but a little bit. A high treasurer from the humans has arrived. Cool. I think we need to box in this entire place here. So the humans come again for the purchase of dwarven delicacies, right? The Merchants Guild needs some chopped up animal parts. So, our relations with the humans are so good that they're coming to trade with us. Very sorry for the distraction. The family is on the road and they're the only people who are allowed to phone me, but obviously it was more the pocket of my wife that called me. So, anyways, they're willing to trade metals with us. That's what I'm trying to get down to. So, we're going to order some iron and some bronze, but I also want to see if I can't order me some sand. Let's see. I mean, or glass. Glass blocks would do the trick as well. So here's clay. We don't need clay. We got that ourselves. And loop-de-doo. Gems? No. Oh, imagine you could just search here. Like a human being. So, well, sand. There we go. What sand? Yes. So, that'll work. Perfect. See you next year. So let's transport some fine dining, some fine dwarven dining to these people. Let's see what it'll be today. I mean, we haven't found time yet to concoct any really wicked meals. So, well, let's see. Obviously, we're still storing stuff outside of containers? Seriously, that's what's happening here? I dislike what I see. Ah, well. It's a fledgling fortress. That's not really much of an excuse, but it's the best excuse that I can come up with. I mean, for the human traders here, what are they seeing? It's a wasteland of dwarven puke everywhere. It must stink of booze and digestiry fluids. Yuck. We really need to clean up our trading depot. So, luckily the humans brought us some wood. That is a very welcome sight. So let's see, what do they bring apart from that? Well, I'll buy that copper shield. I mean, it ain't much, but it's copper. Lots of cloth, but I'm not a buyer on that. A iron anvil, hell yeah. You guys, crazy. I want to buy, obviously, all the plant and fruit and such, so we can concoct new meals and things. And I think we'll even order the meat. Yes. All right. We're paying with some roasts. I'm overpaying gladly. As a thanks for all the good things that they brought us. And let's see. I hope our goods are down there. Yes, they are. Minced dog tallow, yak's milk, twice, thrice, 4 times, and some 2 applications of dwarven wine. So this is yak milk with wine and dog tallow. Reduced until it's a roast. Enjoy. I'd put it on a bread if I were you. So we got some rye beer roast here. Prepared dog lung, dwarven wine, and rye beer. So basically we drowned the dog lung in alcohol. Alright. And here we got intestines, ale, foxtail millet beer, and wine. So we really like to drown things in booze to make them more edible. I think this is the entire secret of the dwarven cuisine. Well, either way, it gets us a nice restocking of resources here, and I really need to increase the stockpile size here. That's not remotely enough. And it also brings me new decite to work with, so that's a good one too. Alrighty, so marble blocks are being delivered up here, so it's time to order the majestic marble blocks. There we go. Only ordering a meager amount of 1,000 of them. Not much. Don't mind. Just some marble. It is just such a wonderful colored tint. It is one of the purest whites that you can get in the game, and that's why I'm a sucker for it. And once that whole job is done, I think I'm just going to clap open this room and connect it with the subsurface ocean there. That's, I think, the most feasible thing to do. And then we just flood the chamber, and then we think about how we transport it upstairs. The plan in a nutshell. Alright, so traders ready to trade. That is already done. We have animals being not supported well. I do realize now that I have forgotten to set up a proper pasture. Silly old me. Alright, so, well, one problem at a time. This place has some wickedness going on in this department as we... Wait a sec, where's that leading to? Ah, that's just my port site for. As there is almost no easily accessible area for animals to graze. It's all a little bit hidden, a little bit difficult to access. Well, we're living on a mountain slope, you know, and it shows. So, let's see. I will try to do this. Maybe we can do a nice subterranean pasture here. It's what I love about Dwarf Fortress. There's always something you need to build, always something you need to come up with, and there's only one game I know of that has a very similar vibe to me, and that is Minecraft. Minecraft does a very similar thing to me, where I start building things also beyond just the bare functionality and just for the enjoyment of building. That's a very, very similar thing that Dwarf Fortress does for me. That's a pretty interesting fact for me, since I have had a bit of Minecrafting time again between here and now. So I'm setting up a second magma forge, as it is always a good thing to have that running, and since the human caravan was so kind to bring us a anvil, we're eagerly utilizing that. Another thing that will have to happen now is the marble flooring. I see that this will be a long-termish project. Well, it's just small enough to cancel out manually. Just so. I have a tool for that, but accessing and configuring that tool would take almost as long as just clicking through these things. Sometimes you're just struck with these decisions in life. Alrighty, the user interface of this game is something special. We all know that. Alright. New apartment wing. Looking sweet, eh? Mayor's apartment suite. Also looking good. I really like how this turned out. We're going to improve on that. So, yeah. A couple of people will have to stay without a room for quite a while due to how things are. But, well, it's okay. We are already working on these things. I simply love the aesthetics of a bedroom complex around a volcano crater. I don't know why. It just makes me happy to look at it. So let's open up a couple of extra stoneworker bays. It's never a bad thing to have a couple of them more. Experience has shown. Time and time again. So there's still a petition outstanding. So it looks like the engravings are not making it in time. So we're going to give this place a proper flooring. This enhances the value also by a lot. So, selection of the expedition leader, foundation, gemstones. Alright, nothing too special here. Alright. So... now it works again. I don't know what happened, but I had a very, very solid moment where the game froze on me. I was already afraid that the game would crash, but obviously not. Oof. Alright, so probably some pathfinding issues when the caravan left town. Alright, I am hoping that this does now fix the issue at hand. I don't want to have to put up a artifact into the area there, but we're going to make our engraver available for the task at all times. Engraving is, when you haven't mastered it yet, a horribly time-intense work. So, that's just that. So here comes a very, very interesting thing together. Our main problem down here is that we have to brave these depths here without knowing how to get onto the safe spots. That's the big problem there. New people are arriving. We are at 71 people at that point. I'm not going to greet and look at everybody specifically. New arrivals on the children are through the roof numbers-wise. But it does tell me one thing. This place does need a bigger city. So we definitely will provide on the next episode. I think I will just draw a little bit of a blueprint around the place in between. Kea has stolen a copper shield? How? Whatever. These birds, they're straight from hell, and we all know it. It's not a big secret. So, well, it's a tragedy about the copper shield, but hey, it could be worse. So, my dear friends, it is sadly time to part ways again. We have had a good run for what it's worth today. We got ourselves the first foundations here in this department. I really don't know how the heck I'm supposed to start here. Every one of these red squares is probably dangerous, and, well, we'll find a way. That's the only thing that I know. So drop me your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, check out the description box leading to all the different things that I did for this world already. And of course, I'd be super happy if you'd happen to decide to support Icon Gaming financially. So feel free to check out Patreon, PayPal, buy me a coffee. All these things are really, really cool ways and means to support. And of course, a big thanks to all of you who already actively do so. And a big, big thanks to you, especially you right here, right now, for watching this video up until the very end. It means a terrible lot to me. So have a good time and see you soon, I hope. Bye-bye.